There comes a point in every kind person's life when they sit quietly and wonder, why do I keep pouring into people who never pour into me? And maybe you felt this too. You help, you show up, you listen, you forgive, you understand, you adjust. You give people more chances than they deserve because you care. And then one day you realize you've emptied yourself trying to fill others. Keanu understands this deeply. He knows what it feels like to love people who are no longer here, to give everything to relationships that life cut short, to offer softness in a world that often responds with silence. But here's what he teaches us without ever saying it directly. Don't stop being good just because others weren't good to you. Don't stop giving just because others took advantage. Don't stop loving because you were hurt. You deserve someone who notices your effort, someone who sees your heart, someone who doesn't make you beg for the same love you give effortlessly. Your kindness is not the problem. Their capacity was. Keep being kind. Just stop being drained. People look at quiet, resilient souls and assume they're okay. Assume they don't need comfort. Assume they don't struggle. But even strong people break. Even gentle souls get tired. Even the calmest hearts have storms. Keanu once said he sometimes feels like he's carrying sadness with him. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly, like a shadow. And maybe you know that feeling too. Smiling while hurting, helping while breaking, standing while shaking, showing up tired, acting strong because you have no choice. But listen, you're allowed to be human. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to say, this hurts. You're allowed to let the world wait. Strength is not walking through fire without flinching. Strength is walking through fire even when your knees are trembling. And you have that kind of strength. Sometimes it feels like the world sees right through you. Not in a poetic way, literally. People walk past you. People forget your worth. People overlook your effort. People take you for granted because you make things look easy. And you start to wonder if you matter at all. But Keanu reminds us, through his quiet life, that being unseen doesn't mean you're unimportant. Some of the best souls in this world walk unnoticed, not because they're small, but because their greatness isn't loud. Your love is real even if it's not praised. Your goodness is real even if it's not recognized. Your growth is real even if no one claps. Never confuse invisibility with insignificance. Some lights shine too softly for loud people to notice, but they still shine, and you are one of them. People believe that healing means forgetting, moving on, erasing what happened, pretending it doesn't hurt anymore. But healing is not forgetting. Healing is carrying your pain differently. You can miss someone and still grow. You can cry and still be strong. You can feel broken and still move forward. Keanu never erased his losses. He carries them gently, with love, not bitterness, with memory, not anger. And that's how healing really works. You learn to breathe again. You learn to smile again. You learn to hope again. You learn to live without pretending you're okay. You don't get over it. You get through it. And you will get through this too. People think maturity is about age, but it's not. Maturity is when you stop trying to prove yourself. Maturity is when you stop chasing validation. Maturity is when you stop fighting battles that don't deserve your time. Maturity is when you choose peace over pride. That's what Keanu represents. A man who walks away from drama. A man who doesn't fight to be right. A man who doesn't argue with fools. a man who doesn't waste energy on noise. Sometimes walking away is the real victory. Sometimes silence is the real answer. Sometimes letting go is the real strength. You don't always have to respond. You don't always have to react. You don't always have to explain. You owe peace to yourself, not explanations to others. There are days that feel like the end, days that drain the soul, days that make you question everything. But those days don't define you. What defines you is the fact that you survived them. You kept breathing when your chest felt tight. You kept walking when your legs felt weak. You kept trying when you wanted to disappear. You kept living even when life made no sense. That's strength. Not the loud kind, not the glamorous kind, but the quiet, stubborn, relentless kind. The same kind Keanu has. And you have it too. Imagine a version of you years ahead, calmer, happier, healing, at peace. That version of you is smiling right now because you didn't give up. You kept going. You kept believing. You kept fighting for a life that feels gentle. You kept choosing kindness in a world that often forgets what kindness is. Your future self is proud of you for not letting the world turn you cold, for not letting heartbreak make you bitter, for not letting failure define you, for not letting loneliness make you settle. You're becoming someone softer, wiser, stronger, and your future self, your healed self, is waiting for you. In a world full of noise, be quiet strength. In a world full of ego, be humility. In a world full of cruelty, be kindness. In a world full of pain, be healing. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to be seen. You just need to keep going, just like Keanu, and you will get to the life you deserve.